Hi, this is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Welcome to my channel. If you'd like to take your sewing to the next level, you are in the right place. Thank you and welcome to all my new subscribers, and I just appreciate you all so very much. So what I want to do today is go ahead and start showing you different adjustments for however the problems you're identifying in your muslins. And I've seen a lot of them on the Facebook group, and some of you have emailed me. Wonderful. And I'm trying to get back to everybody as much as I can. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to fix rise problems first of all. So if you have a short rise or a long rise and you need adjustments to them, I will be showing you how to do that. And I'm working on smaller size patterns, so it's not to scale, but they're miniatures so that I can print more and show you instead of wasting a ton of paper. So the first one that I'd like to show you is if your rise is too long. Now if your rise is too long, what you're going to have is a lot of pooling of fabric, and both in the front and the back. You'll have some sort of baggy wrinkles going on. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to fix the rise that is too long. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to see how to fix a rise that is too long. So we need to make from here to here shorter. Okay, so here I have two pant pieces, and they are shrunk, so they're not really to scale or anything, but I can demonstrate the technique anyway. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to draw lines along the grain line, and then I want to draw one perpendicular. And the reason I want to do that is so that when I pull these apart, I know I'm lining them back up the right way. All right, so what I'm going to do is somewhere in between the waistband and the crotch, I'm just going to draw a line. Okay? And I'm going to do the same over here. Kind of make an H, and then that way you know that you're getting them lined back up the right way. All right, and just do that wasn't good, sorry. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just cut those apart. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap them by however much I want to shorten the rise. Now the amount that you do, obviously this won't be to scale for you, but the amount that you want to do is maybe like you kind of can pinch, you know, on your what looks good, and then kind of try that. But I wouldn't do too much at a time. I would start off with like maybe 1/2 inch, and then go from there. If that doesn't feel right, you could go more and more, but go in small increments so you don't end up with a rise that's too short. All right. Typically, I have to do mine about 7/8 of an inch. That gives you any clue. All right, so you've overlapped them there, and we're going to do the same thing to the back. Only you may definitely want to keep it to the same amount front and back so that your seams will line up. Okay, so that is shortening the rise. And then what you're going to do is you're going to true these up. So you're going to want to take your curved ruler and just redraw those lines so that they're back in there. Okay, all right, and same over here. Definitely use your curved ruler for this. All right, and that is shortening the rise. Okay, now let's talk about if your rise is too short. Now if your rise is too short, what you're going to have is some sort of vertical wrinkles, and it's going to be real tight. Maybe it doesn't come up and quite cover the whole back. It's going to be quite uncomfortable. And sometimes this is difficult if you don't have the waistband on yet. So I suggest when you make a muslin that you sew on at least 1/2 of the waistband so that you can get a feel for where the pant is going to fall, especially if you have a molded waistband like the Duets. So if you haven't done that already, for sure you're going to want to sew your waistband on. Alright, so let's go to the video, and I'm going to show you what you should do if your rise is too short. Pattern here. Now we want to lengthen the rise, okay? So we're going to do the same process we did there. We're going to draw this green line. We're going to do like an H so that we have 2 lines we can line up. And if you ever don't do this and then you try to line something up, sometimes it gets real confusing. It might seem like, why would you do that? But trust me, it does help when you get in a bind. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna make a slash somewhere between the waistband and the crotch. We're gonna just draw a line. Do the same thing over here. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to cut those. All right, and then what you want to do is you want to split them apart. So you'll need some more paper. Obviously, I'm doing it in miniature here, so. But you're going to want to split it about as much as you need to. Again, start with a small amount. You know, maybe start with a 1/2 inch, and obviously this is not to scale, so maybe you want to start with 1/2 inch or 7/8 or 3/4 or something along those lines, and you definitely don't want to lengthen it too much or you'll get the opposite problem. And then make sure that those lines line up. Okay, same thing with the back. I'm gonna do some paper there. Same amount as you did with the front. I'm not measuring, this is not to scale, so but you want to make sure these lines line up. All right, and then you're going to do the same thing you did when we shortened it. You're going to go ahead and you're going to use this curved ruler, which this is a mini one, but you've all seen my big one by now, and just true up the seams. Okay, and do the same thing over here. All right, and that's how you lengthen the rise. All right, and the lengthening the rise you need to do when you have, like, when it's pulled tight. You can tell when the rise is too tight. That's a pretty easy one. So now in the next case, we have a rise that is too short, but only in the front. So what I'd like to do is show you how you adjust one, but not the other. It's tricky because you don't want the side seams not to line up anymore. So I'm going to just demonstrate that to you now. Now I want to show you what you do if you have one rise shorter than the other. So typically, for me, I have to shorten my front rise and not my back rise, okay? So the back rise will stay the same. These are not to scale, so please I apologize for that. So the back rise would stay the same, but I would want to lower the front rise. So what I would do this is you can just cut a line across, but don't go through, okay? Just leave a hinge there, and you can just shorten it this way by just overlapping that just a little bit, and then you've shortened the rise in front. That's kind of a lot there. Since these are miniature, I don't have to do it very much for it to simulate the real thing. So that's what I do. All right, that is what I'd like to show you for today. We are going to continue on with this until we cover all of the adjustments. And I keep the muslins coming. I'm going to, probably when I get enough, I'll do a video just showing your muslins and suggestions of how to fix them. We're going to explore this pant topic until we're all experts, guys. I promise. All right, have a fantastic day. I will see you later this week. I have a new pattern from Ellie Mac that I'm going to review, and I also have a video coming up, whether it'll be this week or next week, I'm not sure, of 1 yard summer tops. So things you can do with only 1 yard. Well, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all soon. Happy sewing.